Hello, sweet souls. How are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling? How is today? I hope that this message meets you in sort of like a beautiful, cozy space, ready to just be in full presence with me. I'm coming in with the resonance update for the week, and there's a lot of messages that are coming through, and before I share them all with you, we are being invited to take a breath together. So I invite you to close your eyes, wiggle into your seat, get your feet on the ground, and breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breath number 1. Let's do it again. Breath 2. And one more time. Breath number 3. Hello. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for dropping in with me. When we do those breaths, we not only drop into the body, but some of us also drop into the soul. And that's what it does for me. It helps me settle into the soul. And I wanted to do that because I have so many messages coming through for this upcoming week as we begin eclipse season. And I want to make sure that I deliver the most aligning messages in this moment, because there are so many moments. There'll be times for all the messages to come through. But the main thing that I meant to tell you is your presence is a gift. And before I go beyond that, hi, I'm Maggie. I'm a storyteller. I'm a ritualist, and I work with ceremonial cacao, the ancestors, a collective of ancestors who share messages with me. And I help people walk elemental gates of initiation so that they can hear their soul. They can hear and sense the cycles of their soul, and they can hear and allow that language of love, that wisdom of love from within to surface, so they can fully embody their wisdom and move from the soul, right? I do this here in YouTube videos and through my newsletter and through social media, but mainly through circle and ceremonies with groups of people, and also one-on-one in mentorship. And I have a bunch of events coming up, some on Zoom, some in Austin, Texas, and I'll leave a link to all of them down below. Okay, let's just get this right, because they're so excited that I'm here, because I only recorded one video last week. I normally record 2, and so there's a lot that's dropped in the field, in the resonance between us. First, I am meant to acknowledge that today is 6 Imosh in the Mayan sacred calendar. I'm a student of the calendar, and the day on which I'm creating this message for you is about embodying the dreaminess, the dream, the wateriness of the collective consciousness. We are all a tiny part of the big all, the all that is. And with the sacred number 6, there is support to bring the dream into reality. And so I want to share these messages with that framing around how we are, how you are bringing your dreams into reality. The dreams that are implanted in you, yes, they are yours, and yes, they belong to all. And I'm meant to explain that later in this message as well. Okay, the reason why there's so much coming in is we have eclipse season starting later this week. It's like 12 days, 10, 12 days, I forget, 14 days, somewhere in there. I think it's like 14 days. Forgive me. Maybe I had to say all those numbers for someone, 10, 12, and 14. But we'll be experiencing a lunar eclipse and then a solar eclipse. And eclipse season is a moment, just a short stream of time where we get to look deeper at our dark parts and our light parts. And the message I'm hearing to tell you is your presence is the gift. You do not need to do anything. You simply need to arrive, to show up, to receive and speak or do or make or whatever you're here to do. You know, so many of us, and maybe also bow down to them, this group of people I'm going to acknowledge, so many of us plan and put together a lot of strategy around how we show up in the world. We create PowerPoint slides or write, long bits of notes, and we show up and we stand in front of people and we read what we have created, and we take a lot of time to prepare for that. And that is beautiful. Again, we bow down to those people. And also, for some of you, your mere presence is the gift. Your mere presence is the offering. You have developed so much wisdom. You have rooted into your soul enough that that is the offering on the altar between us. And so you merely have to show up and open all your channels of receptivity and listen and allow. And say what you want to say, do what you want to do, make what you want to make, engage in a way that you hear the call in which to engage. And I meant to offer this to you so that you feel free and liberated to be exactly who you are, and to not think that you have to have everything figured out and that you have to have a long list of notes on first I'm going to do A, and then I'm going to do B, and then I'm going to do C, and then I'm going to do D. Like I'm going to go through this step-by-step process and I'm going to get it all right. There is no such thing as getting it all right. Some people want to focus there, and that's beautiful. And you, if you are here, your presence alone is the gift. The circle leads us to the collective consciousness, the all. Your presence is the gift. So your work, if you so choose, right, is to get really whole and solid within, to listen to yourself so that when you show up in a space, whether it's hanging out with your friends, it's going to the grocery store, it's standing up in front of a group of people, you show up and you open your mouth and you say what needs to be said from here, from a rooted, embodied place, from the soul. Your presence alone is the gift. So there's nothing wrong with studying. There's nothing wrong with strategy. All of it is good. If that feels aligning, do it. And also, your presence, your mere presence is the gift. Especially when you've done so much work on yourself, when you've sat in so much stillness and silence with yourself, when you're endeavoring to develop yourself, when you're trying to listen, to allow what's happening, to balance your dark and your light bits, right? So that's the first thing that I meant to share with you. You're not going to get everything right. It's not going to be perfect. And yet, in its imperfection, it is perfect. Because by leaving out a word or leaving out a phrase or forgetting a bullet point, you are saying, offering exactly what needs to be offered in that moment. And in being rooted in your presence, you are attuned to everyone else who is there. You are listening. You are relaying what you hear. And so That's the first message of all of this. Slowing down for a second, because there's a lot. As we move into eclipse season, and that begins Thursday the 13th and 14th for some people, this time is about reviewing and moving through big change, big shifts, small change, small shifts. And it really is about bringing light to our darkness, or going underneath what's lit to see our darkness, right? And the main message I've been hearing around that, it's come to me every day this week. And I've really just wanted to set up a camera and share it, but like life has been a little bit busy. It's been lifing, and I haven't had a moment. And this is the first moment to say it out loud. And I'm just going to listen for a second. But the next message is, if you can see it, it can't harm you. And I know that sounds silly and ridiculous, but there is a truth to it, depending on what angle you're looking at it, whatever it is. I believe you need to see your fears, your limitations, your preconceptions, your concerns, your worry. And if you can see it, then it can't harm you. So when I received that message, and I've been rolling around with it now for a few days, there are parts of myself. It's like the more I allow, the more the dark parts of myself come to the surface, so that I can get curious about them and learn about them and integrate them and allow them, right? I don't have to get rid of my shadow parts. That is an old way of thinking about it. I simply need to understand them and roll around with them, get curious about them and integrate them. Let them empower me in some way. Like converting anger into divine rage, allowing something that makes you so angry, understanding that enough such that you own it, center from it, and allow it to empower you. So when I say, if you see it, it can't harm you, I literally mean that if you see a dark part of you, when someone else, let's say, wants to call that out to you, that moment will impact you far less, because you already know this about you. You already know that you have a certain fear, or you have some perceived limitation, or you have some story from childhood that you're still rolling around with. You are anxious, right? Or you are avoidant in your relationships. If you see it, you can own it and allow it to empower you. And when a situation or another calls it out, it can't harm you. That does not mean that you continue being anxious or you continue being avoidant, right? Because when I say, if you see it, when you see it, seeing it means understanding it, means pulling it apart, means integrating it. So that's the invitation I'm hearing around this. Over the next couple of weeks, parts of you will surface. I know we always think eclipse season is about other people, but eclipse season is here for you. It's a moment for you to bring light to the darkness. So over the next few weeks, couple of weeks, 10, 12, or 14 days, I invite you to see that darkness that is within you and love it. Like, love it. Hold it. Soothe it, right? You need to see it so that you can hold it and soothe it, so that then you can forgive it, so that then perhaps you get to the point of loving it, right? Because all these darkness, all these like dark bits within you, they were there, they are there, they were implanted for a reason, for your emergence, for your becoming, for your learning. And there's like a bigger story here. I will get to it, I promise. There's like a lot coming in, and I appreciate your patience as I'm pulling this apart in real time with you together. People, other individuals outside of you, over the next couple of weeks, are going to show you parts of you to yourself. They will trigger something. They will say something. It will trigger some darkness inside of you, and you may react wildly. Pause. Be thankful for them showing that light, like shining that light on your darkness. Everyone in your life, everyone who is around you right now, is there to provide the gift of you seeing some part of you more closely, more clearly, with greater attunement. They are there to invite you to bring in greater presence to your dark bits. And we all have dark bits, every single one of us, right? We just metabolize them differently. We integrate them differently now. And the invitation, when these relationships, these people, whether it be a partner, a family member, a friend, a total stranger at the DMV or in line at the post office, the invitation is to see these individuals who light up some darkness within you, not just as a gift to yourself. This is getting me emotional, but as a gift to the collective consciousness. Because by lighting up that darkness within you, by triggering the shadow, they are helping your soul. They are helping your soul see something, remember something, feel more whole, retrieve parts of your soul back into your essence. They are helping your soul. And your soul is connected to all souls. You are not like this individual, this lone wolf. Wolf may be important to someone. Your soul is connected to all souls. So seeing some dark bit of you helps all souls. And in fact, maybe it's in you. The shadow is in you to help clear it for all. I think that's what I'm trying to say. There are dark bits of us, shadowy bits of us that belong to us. And also those bits belong to all, the collective of all souls. And maybe that dark bit was placed in you right now in this moment through this eclipse season, coming to light, right? In order for you to clear it and help the collective clear it. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me. It gets me teary because it helps me feel even more connected to the consciousness of all, of one, of love, right? So this resonance update for this week is a bit of a beautiful mixed bag, right? Your presence is a gift. You have darkness, you have light. The light is being cast on the darker bits right now over the next couple of weeks, very specifically like a microscope, and it's going to feel tender, but you're meant to see it so that it harms you less. And also, in clearing it for yourself, you are clearing it for the collective. And this is an opportunity for you to shift into your love force energy, the love that pulsates, that moves within you, that is connected to the love force of the planet. It's an opportunity for you to help amplify the love force that's on the planet. And that is just a different way that my soul and the ancestors came through to me to share and enlighten this path that you're on, right? Yes, please go and follow astrologers and follow those who study human design or the gene keys. All those things are beautiful practices. I love them. I've studied them. And many people focus on how you right there can shift and change and grow for your benevolence. And that is beautiful. And I focus there too, because I want you to have all the things you want in this life. I want you to feel the love in all the ways. If that means the love of your life, a partner, if that means a family who loves each other, if that means a job opportunity, a career opportunity, if that means abundance and money and time, if that means travel, if that means adventure, right? If that means picking up and leaving where you live and moving halfway across the world, I want you to have all of that. And by attuning to this energy this week and bringing light to the dark bits and understanding that, you clear more of the path for your love force energy to amplify such that you attract all that you want in this lifetime. And also, this shift in perspective here that I'm offering, another lens, is when you clear it for you, you clear it for all. With enough individual souls clearing all the dark bits or integrating all the dark bits, allowing them to take up space, loving them, the love force energy on the planet increases, amplifies. Wow. Thank you. Thank you to you, and also thank you to the sacred calendar, and thank you to the spirit of cacao, and thank you to the ancestors for offering that reframe and that lens to what is happening right now. Thank you for listening. And if you would like to work with me in some way, shape, or form, I am having 3 days of cacao rituals, March 14th, 15th, and 16th. These are on Zoom. I'll walk you through some elemental gates to clear all this stuff, to see all this stuff, and to amplify not just the love, but what you desire. And also, I have some live events coming up in person in Austin, Texas. So go to maggiebatista.com if you want to come and be with me in person. That's it for now. I know that I'll be back again very, very soon. Until then, I'm sending you so much love. Take good care.